morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, inconsistency can definitely destroy your momentum. And I have been inconsistent because this is how I work. If I am not mentally comfortable, I can't come and bring things naturally, right? I have to get in a good space. So I've been going back and forth with challenges of the mind, I would say, not necessarily challenges of anything specifically, but of my mind. And sometimes that tend to be an obstacle. But nevertheless, I am here this morning and we are going to talk about your life changes when you stop needing constant validation. Now, I am going to check out to make sure I'm connected to all my platforms because um I just reconnected my and I don't see me live. You see, that's the problem. Like, why am I not live? All right, yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go live on one of my platforms just so that my people can find me because they are going to be looking for me and I don't see myself. I don't see myself. So um all right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I had to put you guys on a Facebook. I have two different Facebooks, and I had to put you guys on a different pedestal because I wasn't sure if you're seeing me. I can't see myself when I go on that platform. So I had to go live from my phone on this side. So if you see me looking over here from time to time, it's because I have another screen here. I have two screens in front of me and one to my left. So forgive me if you see me going like this back and forth. It's just kind of like have making eye contact with everyone. And so I entitled this morning's presentation, I have 9 minutes, so I'm going to stay true to time. This morning's presentation, your life changes when you stop needing constant validation. And so I want to say good morning to everyone that's joining me. And let me put the chat on the screen so I don't miss anyone. And so we go. One of the most dangerous addictions people rarely talk about is the addiction to validation. One of the dangerous addictions people rarely talk about is the addiction to validation. Not drugs, not alcohol, approval. The need to be understood by everybody, liked by everyone, chosen by everyone. And if you are not careful, you can spend years managing perception instead of building purpose. I'm going to say that. If you're not careful, you can spend years managing perception instead of building purpose. Some people are not tired physically. They are tired mentally from constantly monitoring how they are being received. How did they respond to my post? Did I say the wrong thing? Why were they acting different? Do they still like me? That is emotional exhaustion. And this morning, as I woke up and I was doing my devotion, the Bible actually warns us about this kind of mindset more than people realize. The Bible actually warns us about this kind of mindset. In Galatians 1:10, Paul says, "For I now seek the approval of man or of God." He Paul spoke about seeking the approval of man rather than the approval of God. That scripture is deeper than any form of religion. It's about identity. Are we seeking approval of the people that we are surrounded by, or do we seek approval from God? Hey, Facebook people, I have three screens. If you see me looking up, I'm looking all around because I have three screens. Are we seeking approval from people, or are we seeking approval from God? And sometimes we get carried away with that. We seek approval so much from people around us, and they are not the ones that we need to be validated by. We need to seek approval from God. And that scripture is deeper than any form of religion, because when your emotional stability depends, and hear this, guys, when your emotional stability depends on public approval, you become controlled by reactions instead of guided by purpose. And that by itself is dangerous. Even Jesus experienced misunderstanding. People praised him one week and crucified him the next week. Y'all remember the crucifixion, right? People praised him in one week. Good morning, Anatola. People praised him in one week, but the next week they crucified him. So why you think you and I are different? Why do you think you and I are different? That people are not going to like us this week. Oh, Athena, you're so nice. You're so inspirational. And then next week they hate you. If it happened to Jesus, it's going to happen to you and I, right? Abby, good morning, darling. It's going to happen to you and I. Crowds are unstable. Public opinion is unstable. Human emotions are unstable, which is why in Proverbs 4:23, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. Guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life. Notice the scripture says, guard your heart. Not hard, not hand it out to everybody. Stop giving out your heart to people. Because when you give out your heart to people, they're going to destroy. They're not going to take care of it. They're not going to take care of it. So we have to stop seeking validation from others and from the public, because they're not going to take care of our hearts. Some of us have been emotionally overexposed, too accessible, too reactive, too dependent on external affirmation. And social media magnifies it. Oh my goodness. Social media magnifies it. Everything becomes a performance. The way the way people dress, the way people talk, the way people heal, the way people worship, the way people suffer. But powerful people learn something. Peace increases when validation decreases. I'm going to say that again. Peace increases when validation decreases. When you decrease the need to be validated, your peace increases. So the less you need applause, the more disciplined your mind becomes. The less you chase acceptance, the clearer your purpose become. Good morning, cuz. Your purpose becomes. And sometimes God allows seasons where people misunderstand you intentionally. Hear this. Sometimes God allows seasons where people misunderstand you intentionally, not to destroy you, but to detach you from the idol of human approval. to detach you from the idol of human approval. Because if everybody must agree with your calling before you move, you will remain stuck forever. Suppose I was showing up on Facebook waiting for everybody to be approved by whatever I post and whatever I do. I'd be stuck. I wouldn't have grown exponent. I would not have grown because if I wait for everyone's approval, I would be stuck. Because if everybody must agree with your calling before you move, you will remain stuck forever. Even Noah looked foolish building the ark before the rain came. Y'all remember the story about Noah? When Noah was building the ark, he looked foolish to everybody looking on. Be like, why you building the ark and there's no rain? Y'all remember that story, right? Everyone looked on the outside and they couldn't understand why Noah was building an ark. Imagine needing public approval while building something nobody else understands. Just imagine that. Sometimes obedience will isolate you because it elevates you. And this morning, I want you to reclaim your mental focus. Just like I had to reclaim my mental focus this morning before I came here. I want to encourage you to reclaim your mental focus. Not everybody has to understand your growth. Not everybody has to validate your decisions. Not everybody has to clap while you build. Ecclesiastes says this: there is a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Everything does not require explanation, and everything does not require your defense. Some of the strongest seasons of your life will happen quietly, without applause, without support, without public understanding. But discipline will carry you where validation never could. And maybe that is why Psalms 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Because stillness breaks the addiction to constant external noise. This morning, my friends, stop measuring your worth by reactions. Stop measuring your identity by reactions. Stop measuring your identity by acceptance. Stop shrinking yourself to remain digestible to everybody around you. You don't have to shrink yourself to be digestible. Your assignment is not to be universally approved. Your assignment is to remain aligned with your purpose, wisdom, discipline, and truth. That is today's word for you guys. What is your assignment? Is your assignment one attached to someone's approval, or is your assignment connected to your purpose? Have a wonderful day. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys later in the day. Bye.